Here we have a geometric sequence problem, and here are our first three terms, and we want to find x. How can we do that? Okay, well, the first term is x minus 15, the following term is 4, the third term is x. Now, we know that for every geometric sequence, to get to the next term from the previous, you just multiply it by a common ratio, which we are going to call r. So x minus 15 times r is 4. 4 times the common ratio is x. And because of this property of geometric sequences, it follows that r, the common ratio, will be equal to 4 divided by x minus 15. So we take one number and divide it by the previous. But I can also say, in this case, that r, or the common ratio, is x divided by 4. It's both, isn't it? So x over 4 is the common ratio, but 4 divided by x minus 15 also. So I can actually make this an equation and solve for x. Look at that. So let's forget about this. And how can I solve this equation? I can begin by cross multiplying. 4 times 4 is equal to x times x minus 15. 4 times 4 is 16 equals, now I can distribute x times x squared, x times negative 15, negative 15x. At this point, I can subtract both sides, 16 from both sides of the equation. They cancel out, we get a 0 over here. So x squared minus 15x minus 16 is what we get, and it's equal to 0. At this point, we can actually solve through many different methods. The quadratic formula, we could use completing the square, or even a graphing calculator. In this case, what I'll do though is to solve this by factoring. We're looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 16 and add up to negative 15. Of course, I am assuming that you are comfortable with factoring trinomials. So those two numbers will be negative 16 and positive 1. Great. So now, what is x equal to? Well, if I plug in a 16 here, I get 16 minus 16 is 0. 0 times anything is 0. That makes the whole thing true. So 16 works. It's one of the answers. And we're going to have two answers. Why? Well, because I can also plug in a negative 1 here. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. 0 times anything is 0. So negative 1 is the other answer. So x can be either 16 or negative 1. Both work to make this a perfect geometric sequence. Of course, we could also have a question like, well, now that you found x, identify the first three terms. In this case, we're just going to have to plug in both values of x inside the geometric sequence here. So you get 16 minus 15, that's just 1, comma 4, comma x, which is just 16. So that would be a perfect combination for this sequence. But if we plug in negative 1 instead, negative 1 minus 15 is negative 16. Then we get the 4, and x is negative 1. So that would work also. And there we go. So now for more problems, more similar problems, you can visit our website, which is right here. Good luck.